Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Still not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Maybe one day. Today is the 4th of May, it is Star Wars Day, and this is Shedfest 2024, which is sort of promoted by the Auto Alex channel. I have waited 2 hours and 35 minutes to get in to this show, and so I've lost 2 hours and 35 minutes of filming time. Thus I don't think we'll be able to do as comprehensive a job as we normally do at these events. I do apologise in advance if I fall over, if I get things wrong, if it's just an absolutely terrible video or series of videos. However many there'll be today, I don't know. It's just the way that it goes on this channel, hence the name of the series. So we'll start here. I think this is the exhibitor area actually that I've come to. 2002-3 final generation Toyota Celica with the VVTi engine. Is this any chance of the T-Sport version? Don't know. Next to it is a car that I'm actually quite familiar with. This is a 2023-2024 Toyota GR86. I've actually driven one of these, drove one last year. For some reason it didn't do very well on the channel whatsoever, but you know, that wasn't the car's fault or anything. They are very, very nice cars to drive. Limited production, they were actually sort of, I think they all sold out before they wanted to sell in this country, all pre-ordered. Alfa Romeo Mito, an interesting colour scheme. Don't know what year that is. Nissan Cube. Can't remember the generation of this one. The plate, I don't think is actually anything to do with the year of the car. But they did import these briefly. I think in the early 2010s. You could get one as official import, but it didn't last very long, really. This one, I think, is yeah, this will be an imported one. This one, it's a bit too old, isn't it? Thank you very much. Wise and very, very knowledgeable people there. Not the sort of thing I know much about. I quite like to go in one of these actually. That'd be fun to go in one of those. That's I think we're both the same generation actually. Maybe a little bit older than one that's over here. Right. Come back to say it in a minute. So we've got Pretzer here. I think this is the, as far as I remember, might get this wrong, the Blob-Eye version? Or was it Hawkeye? Maybe it was Hawkeye. That beefer might have a forbidden fuel engine in it, which we won't talk about, so we'll continue. 2000 Volkswagen Lupo. I haven't driven one of those. I've driven a Rossa. That was alright. It was with 1 litre. They're quite slow, the 1 litre ones of these. The cult cars now. With Jetta. That one we can't talk about because we don't talk about diesels on this channel. Right, ooh, a Mercedes-Benz 190 with some rather large wheels in it. My gosh, those are enormous wheels. One I drove back in 2021 was a 2 litre automatic. This is a manual, which is interesting. I hope that's a petrol one, it is. Pajero, which is a version of a Shogun. Is this also what engine we can't talk about? Quite possibly. Project.X46. This looks like it's a.
I think it's a track rule, so there's no oil.
I think that's a straight 6 in there. In the C46. It's for sale. Call 07780375200. Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power Channel says this could be yours. Wonderful. Another final generation Celica 2005, which of a T-Sport version, but it'll have a 190 brake horsepower engine in it there. Excellent. I think all these cars are from a group called Midnight Lancashire Car Club. That looks like a Seat Leon Cupra R. I think I have driven one of these. Was it the Cupra or the R version I drove? That's very good. It's quite a late one, 2005. Sorry, it's an FR. It's not the Cupra. It looks a bit like a Cupra. It's the FR version. It's very late for one of those. I think they finished production the same year as that. ST200 Fiesta Mark. Let's get this right. It's a 7, I think that one is. Golf GTI Mark. Is that a 7.5 or something? Yeah, it's a 7.5, but the plate's not telling me the correct year. Toyota GT86. 2013 to 14. Although I can't remember if it actually had HU plates or not. HW, yes. HU, I don't know. Could be a personal one then. Oh, of course, a Citroen Saxo, one of the very, very last ones. I think we finished production in 2003. And this is a VTR. Excellent.
I recorded all of them.
It's only about like 100 horsepower or so, but they handle very well. I hope this is a petrol Kia. Oh, yes, it's the... I think it's the GT. This is the previous generation Seed. Yeah, it's CGT 2016 to 17. Right, we'll go on the other side now and we will continue. Gosh, there's so many people here. Fortunately, I'm feeling a bit more relaxed and I've actually got in 2.5 hours, the longest I've ever queued for any event, I think, in my entire life. Fabulous. 2005 MG ZR facelift. One of the very last ones. With, a K-Series turbo swap. No, sorry, not even a K-Series, that's a T-Series turbo swap. That looks like fun, doers. Ooh, the Rover 75 V8. I think I'm in the area where some of my friends are actually. Yeah, 2004 to 5 facelift Rover 75 V8 with the 4.6 Ford V8 engine. I've driven the ZT1 to 260, which is very similar to this. A financial mistake, this facelifted MG-ZR. Obviously Motor Factory, that's not very far from where I live. It's not close to here though. Would someone stuffed a V6 in here? You can, it's hard. That'll probably be out of ZS 180. But there we go. Right, we'll just be careful here, viewers, because if we check the rev counters on these ZTs. Yep. Skip over that one.
Can't talk about this one.
No, thank you, sir. We should walk round it. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Right, this is a car I've actually driven, this one. This is a 1995 Rover 820 Vitesse Sport. It's owned by a gentleman called Dan. I don't know where Dan is at the moment. Obviously, if you pay for exhibiting, you don't have to queue for 2.5 hours to get in. It's a very, very nice car, this. And yes, there is a teddy bear in there. His name is Nigel. I met Nigel when I reviewed this car last year. That's very nice, that. I liked that. Fiat 124 Spider. This is the Abarth version. So I should say the Abarth 124 Spider. Very limited production. They didn't sell enough of these to keep them going. They're very similar to an DMX5. I think they finished in 2019. I have driven one of these. It was a Fiat version rather than the Abarth version. And it was, well, it's pretty good. Oh yes, another type of car I've driven actually is this one. This is a Lexus GS. It's 2002. It's the second generation GS. The one I drove was the 300. That's the 430. That's got the larger engine in it. That sounds like fun. Breadvan Mark II Polo with the strangest interior I think I've ever seen in any Volkswagen. And I've seen some strange Volkswagen interiors. I wonder if it's still got the 1 litre 1.3 in it. Pre-facelift on an A, so 83, 84. And then there's this thing from 67. What is even this? It's a massive sort of American thing. Look down the side, I might give us some clues. Not really good at American cars myself, viewers. Oh, looking at that Suzuki Wagon R down there. Oh, it's a Dodge Monaco, okay. Station wagon, and you can blur the rear window. Fantastic. Then we've got this off-road looking sort of Suzuki Wagon R. It says ST on the side. Does that mean someone's put a Focus ST engine in it? I mean, they've had a good go at sort of decorating it to their personal taste, haven't they? I don't know what year that is. It'll be the second generation one, about sort of early to mid-2000s. Mark II Renault Clio in interesting paint. The Vauxhall Astra H Sports Hatch from 2009 in interesting paint. A Peugeot 107. Now that's probably been re-registered, hasn't it? So I'm not sure exactly what year that would be. Next to it, 2010 iGo. Again, we've got some interesting paint on all of these. Very similar, of course, both of them. And then I like these Civics. The Type R version is called the EP3. This version, I don't know. I can't remember what these are called. It's all of the 1.6. I think it's a D series engine and an automatic gearbox in it. I really want to get one of the generation Civic on the channel for review, actually. Not necessarily this one, but yeah. We've got this massive Ford pickup thing. Is this a petrol? Yeah, V8 petrol. I'm sorry, not a bit of pickup. It's an SUV, isn't it? Is this like an Explorer or something? Didn't get these over here at all. And I think we'll see lots of these today. A BMW M3. Let's just get this right. This is the model from like 2012 to 2019 or something, I think. I think it's a facelifted one. I forget the model code for that. Mark III Ford Focus RS. Looking very purposeful there. Now this is more like the sort of thing that we like on the channel views. It's a Renault Laguna. It's a first generation one. It's a Monaco with a V6 and a leather interior. This is as good as the first generation Laguna's ever got. It's a facelift one. Imagine that's about 99, something like that. 2014 Suzuki Swift Sport. I've actually driven one of these. It was a 5-door model. They are sort of fun, but they ride very, very firmly. And we've got a smart. Let's get this right. This is the Roadster, I think they called this, 2004. But didn't really make any money for the company, hence why they stopped actually producing them, I think. So we've got 206. I think we've still got the TU engine in this, actually, judging by the all filler cap. Don't know what year that is. Right, this is just make sure this is actually a GTI, not a GTD or something. Yeah, it's a GTI. Golf Mark 5. So that'll be what? About 2004 to about 2000 and. It's about 2004 to about 2008 they made those. That's a facelift one, I think. Oh, that's a Mondeo. This is a Mark 4 with the 5-cylinder white block Volvo engine in it. Very nice. That's the engine I've got in my Volvo. This will be turbocharged though. They didn't put the 2.4 non-turbo in it. Yeah, and some nice exhaust as well. Good old white block. Astra H Sports Hatch VXR. I've driven one that's been modified to actually more power than this VXR. That was interesting. I had to sort of exercise caution with my right foot. Let's be very careful around here, viewers. I think we're going to find ourselves in cars we can't talk about. How about this Mark III Mondeo gear? Let's go and check the rev counter to see what's going on. Oh no, we can't talk about that. No. This Range Rover L322 Vogue though is supercharged. Very nice. I don't know what on earth is going on behind this Fabio estate. What is going on there? Not that we can discuss it on the channel, you understand. Oh, but what about this? A Corolla estate. I think we're in a nice area here. It's a Paws and Pistons Club. I like this section here. 9192 Toyota Corolla estate. This looks like quite a basic one as well. That is superb. Yeah, GLB probably 1.3. I forget the model code of that. And we've got this Mark V pre-facelift Escort Cabrio. I don't know what specification this is. It might be a gear or it might be something else. I have driven a Mark V Escort, but it was a Mark 5B, and it was just a normal one. It was 1.6 LX 5-door. A Vauxhall Belmont. Wow. C20. Is that the red top engine? This looks like it's not sort of standard one that your grandfather might have owned back in the day. But they are very, very rare cars of Belmonts. There's less than 50 left or something. And we've got a nice Monaro here. Is this imported or is this a Vauxhall version? I've actually driven one of these. It was a Vauxhall version I drove last year, and it was very fast. It was like a GM row going on here because we had a Bedford Rascal. If you remember these, they were based on the Suzuki Supercarry, and they were, for a long time, they were absolutely everywhere. They have there's a 1-litre engine in the front, and they're very, very narrow. So don't try any sort of heroic cornering in that because it won't go very well. couple of these, I think they're called Suzuki Carries, these little trucks. They could have another name. They're sort of later versions of these that weren't sold over here. I'm sure it's a Honda version, sorry. I get very confused by that sort of thing. So this is the Honda version, but it looks almost the same as the Suzuki version. Is it just a rebadge of it? I suppose it might be, or it might not be, I don't know. I get very confused about that sort of thing. The door handles are not quite the same, so I'm imagining that's Suzuki and that's for Honda. Mark 6 Ford Fiesta with an ST engine. I didn't realise they made a 5-door ST, because we didn't, because that's an LX. The plate though is a personal one because that's a facelift and they came out in 2005, I think, so that is there's actually a personal plate on that one. Can't see the rev counter on properly, we'll have to just walk past it. It's not particularly my taste anyway, really, in that colour, I wouldn't have thought. Volkswagen Up GTI with some BBS wheels. Oh, we've got a whole section of Up GTIs. You could get a 3 and a 5-door. Obviously the Up is no longer with us, it was discontinued last year. I've driven a normal Up, I've not driven a GTI one, but that has the same 110 horsepower engine in it as a lot of other Volkswagens. So just to keep walking past, because there's not really an awful lot to say because they're so similar. Gosh, there's absolutely tons of them here. The Up that I drove was a rock Up. I don't know what that one is. It's a very clean GTI though. Oh, now this is a bit more like a Jaguar XKR, which is the second generation one. It's relatively early. It's a pre-facelift with a nice supercharged V8. Very nice. And that 1 Series Cabrio is a bit different from the one that I drove. I think they're both 2008. Don't know what specification this one is. It's obviously been modified a bit. The one I drove, I think it was a 118, which is the sort of lowest spec one. That's got a nice manual 6-speed in it. E88. I think that's the model code for them. I can't remember. Well, 106. Again, a very late one, 2002 to 3. Independence. I imagine this will have the 1.1 or actually 1.1. Okay, I think you get, from memory, not an awful lot of power. I think it's 59 horsepower in these. That's good. The Caddy. Have we got a petrol engine in this one, viewers? Can't read that. Oh, didn't think so. Oh, an R53 Mini Cooper S. I've driven one of these actually. It was just fun. It's had the Tritec engine in that, 2003 to 4, very clean. Mark 3 Fiesta. Now, this is like an XR2i or RS Turbo or RS 1800. We'll have a look at the back and see if someone still has the badge on it. I don't know. The plate doesn't really help either. That's a personal one. NAMX5 or UNOS with the aperture like that. I think we'll see a lot of these here. I think that's a certain. Yeah, purple, that's interesting. Was it 94, 95? Right. Blob-eye, second generation Impreza. Probably a WRX, most of them these days are. Yep, that plate though is, again, not it's a personal one, so I don't know exactly the year of it. W30 is this generation of MR2, the Mark 3. I've driven one of these and it had one of the firmest rides of any car like I've ever tried. It tried to sort of shake my camera mount off the windscreen. And we've got an RX-8 from 2005 to 6, which is not very standard. Oh, we've got another one. This one's got some Oz Racing wheels on it. I think this is a sort of later one. One I drove was like a 2009, I think, back in 2021. And then another GT86. Is that like a Guernsey plate on it or something? Yeah, I'd like to try one of these. I've been driven the GR86. I'd like to try one of these as well, actually. That'll be fun. So, Mark 7 Fiesta ST with some interesting smoked lights on it. Honda van thing, whatever this is. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It looks very suitable for the family though. Well, that's interesting actually, that Nissan there. We have a Stepwagon 24Z. It's got the K24 engine in it. Yes, but anyway, we've got Nissan Silvia. I forget now what model code this is. This is 2000. It's the one after the final 200 SX we got in this country, which was discontinued in 2000 over here, but had been discontinued in Japan a little bit earlier. I forget the model code of these now. It just escapes me. 1990 to 1991 BMW E33 series. Two-door. Gentleman here is making a proper video, unlike my one. Oh, it's very clean though. Another GT86. Not a surprise, the sort of car you'd expect to see at a place like this. Personal plate, no idea what year that is. Another, I think this is a Mazda one. Yeah, it is. It's got the wider rear aperture on it. I like the colour of this. And we got some pop-up headlamp action, because why not? MPH, a good registration there, and a modified imp. I was wondering if you ever see one on any one of these years. Yeah. Most of the imps videos are lowered, but when I drove in 2023 was not. What's a really late one on a P? That's 75, 76. Well, they stopped making these in 76, so it's a very late one. And I think, oh yes, it's been engine swapped. It's not got the original Coventry Climax engine in that at all, I don't think. Nice Dodge here. If I remember, these are the Challenger, aren't they, rather than the Charger? They came out a little bit after 2002, so I think that is a personal plate. Now this is right up my street, a 1994-1995 facelift Volvo 480 ES. Yes, we like these viewers, we like these a lot. They drive a lot better than, say, the 460 that I used to own, although they're based on the same platform. Interesting, right. I think this is an E39 BMW M5. Certainly the engine looks big enough to be one of those. Oh gosh, Nigel's not on his own, he's got two friends in here. Look at them both posing. We'll go around and see if we can actually get some footage of that. We'll just go around this way. Thank you. Oh my gosh, look at that was most of the people in the queue getting in here today, but that was what they were doing. Right. Ooh. This Mark 1 Focus, very late one, 2004 to 5, has been swapped with an RS engine. Excellent. I don't think that was available as a 5-door, so that's obviously been done. Oh, I see 170 with the RS. Okay, makes sense. Subaru Legacy. I think that's a non-personal plate. This one, yeah, made in the early 2000s. With the horizontally opposed 6-cylinder engine, boxer engine. And yeah, there's Scooby-Doo. I wonder how many of him and his friends we're going to see today. He looks quite happy. 2005 E46 M3 BMW. Which is nice. See plenty of these today, I'm sure. Nissan 370Z. Most of the ones I see of these, I think for production quite recently, are white, like this one. This one's a manual. I think you can also get an automatic one. It's not the sort of thing I know much about though, really. Then one of this generation, the E90, I think this would be. And also next to a much earlier BMW, a 7 Series with Retro Rides Weekender sticker. Oh, isn't that fantastic? That might even originally have been a BMW press car, a Reading plate. BMWs have always been registered near Reading for a long time now. I think it's an E32, this one from memory, on an E plate, 730i, 1987 to 1988. But a Mark II Mondeo, which looks different from the last Mark II Mondeo that I drove, which was a few months ago now. Don't know what engine's in that. It's one of the petrol ones. Oh, it's an ST24. Oh, yeah, 98 and 99 ST24. That'd be fun, won't it? And then this enormous. I think this is a Toyota or a Nissan. I can't remember which one it is now. Being imported. Yeah, it's a Nissan. Was that sold over here as an Infinity? I don't know. Right. That probably we can't talk about because I know that those have engines we can't discuss on the channel. It's not even a mini moke, it's like a homemade like mini moke copy thing. It's a Scamp from 1980 or 81 on a W. That looks absolutely terrifying, but that's fine. Ooh, and now something else that's probably mildly terrifying. A Daihatsu Mira TRXX Avanzato R. Fantastic, 1994, 1995. I don't think these were ever officially imported over here, but they still have a cult following, and I would absolutely love to try one of these. A gentleman I met once actually said he'd had one, but he lived in Northern Ireland, so we've not really made it over there yet, but that looks like a lot of fun. Then we've got the, I think this is the 110 Corolla. I drove one of these in 2021 actually. It was a green facelift 3-door 1.4. They actually drive really nicely, these. They weren't particularly well regarded at the time because people just saw them as quite boring, but these days they're pretty good if you can find one that's not rusty. Got 98, 99 pre-facelift. Ooh. Punto Abarth. The Grande Punto actually, this one. 2008. If it was an SS version, it would be even more valuable than this. Audi S1, I think. Or is it an S-Line? Just an S-Line, okay. 2014, I don't know what engine that's got in it. Oh, a Triumph Dolomite. It's a very interesting colour. S, so 77, 78. Literally yesterday I drove a 1300. So this is sort of a later version, but this has been heavily modified. I don't know what even that engine would have in it. It's the Dolomite. The L on the side pillars there. Who knows? Ooh. Is that an Italian plate? Does someone come all the way from Italy in that? Or is it a different country? I don't know. Let's have a look at the back and we'll see. No, sorry, it's a Polo. It's a Polo, not a Golf. It's a Polo from Switzerland. My gosh, I've got everything wrong today. Ooh, Volvo V70 P1 or P80. Very early one, 96, 97. I hope this has got petrol in it. Oh, it has. I really like that, of course. So, you know, I'm in the Volvo Owners Club, so I would like it. That's very nice. It might even be a T5. 2.5. No, it's the normally aspirated version. 2001 Vauxhall Omega MV6. Oh, viewers, we're in good company today. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? I think those are even the standard wheels, you know, for the MV6. Oh, very familiar territory here. We've got some Rover Tomcat coupes. This is a very sort of late example of the one before we changed the dash. So that'll probably either have the 2-liter T series or the 1.6 Honda engine in it. I don't think that's a turbo, so 95 I imagine. And then next we've got another one with the early dash in it. This one's actually a turbo, it's a 95. Let's get it right, Tahiti Blue, I think the name of that colour is. Yes, we've driven a couple of these. I know Mr. Ritson from Furious Driving has one because I've actually driven it. I drove it in 2019, which makes it feel like a very long time ago. The current generation GR Yaris, I think they're four-wheel drive, aren't they? That looks very interesting, doesn't it? Looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, superb. And then we've got Mark IV Golf. That's actually in much better condition than most of the Mark IV Golfs I see here. And it is a petrol one, I don't know with Matt. Shotton Part Exchange Centre, I know where Shotton is, that's near where my lady was from. 89 to 90 Mini with a Nissan engine in it. I wonder if it's a GA16 or something. Because that'd be fun if it was GA16. Ooh, and a Ferrari. Cream leather interior with a gated manual. I think I know what this is, but I'm just going to check the badge. Yes, it is a Mondial. 85, 86. And then the CLK 2003. That looks like a personal plate, so not entirely sure. I think this is the. It's right, the 240. So this, I think this, if we call this the A209 from memory. Another E46. We're breeding right now, aren't we? There's absolutely tons of them. Tons and tons of them. We can't talk about one anyway. Mitsubishi GTO or 3000 GT, depending on where you are in the world. Twin turbo, excellent. That's good. Yeah, it's a GTO. It's a Japanese specification one. Final generation Mazda 323. I've not seen one of these in a while. They did a sport version, which was a 2 litre. That was like the sort of most exciting version. Hello to Vader.323 on Instagram. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I'm not sure what year it is either, because it's actually got a personal plate. I know this one though. This is an earlier 323F. I forget the model code for these. They were made sort of late 80s, early 90s. This particular one on an H with the rear lights from an Aston Martin DB7 is 1990 1991. I'd love 1.6 in it, I think. Right, let's check the back of my desk. This is an ST Mark III, but it'll be fast. Oh no, it's ST, but it's the one we can't talk about. Let's keep going. Seat Altea. I wonder if this is a petrol one, which the FI probably is. No, sorry, that's not an Altea, it's a Leon. They all look similar, the Altea, the Leon, and the Toledo. And then we'll finish with this E92, I think this is. No, we can't talk about. Right, that's a rubbish ending, isn't it? Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like this video in the comment below, and we shall see you again in the next part, which I will start immediately.